just the few workouts I've been around him, really excited about him. And, all of them, I can't say enough about we just got to get them in shape because what we do on offense is a little bit different. But all of them seem excited about the offense, and I'm excited about a chance to work with them. Yep.
Kind of caught the tail end of that one.
Yeah, you're fine.
Just what's your overall impression of the 2010 class?
I thought we did an excellent job for getting here mid-December, and trying to build relationships with kids in a month is extremely difficult. But I'm really excited about what we got. I'm really excited about Mike Woods. I had a guy ask me today if I pay attention to stars. I said no, I couldn't even tell you how many stars Mike Woods has. But to me, he's a 5-star. I think he's one of the best receivers in the country. So, but I'm excited about the 19 class getting a year to spend building relationships with the kids and their families is what I'm excited about.
You'll have more scholarships
yes.
this year as well. How did that affect this side of the class and everything?
Well, it's just different. Each year is going to be different. Like for me, I only signed 1 receiver this year. Probably sign 2, if not 3 next year. So it'll change year to year. But you just figure out what your needs are. And it's kind of hard being here now because we're not exactly sure what we have on the roster. I have a pretty good idea, but there will be things we find out in the spring and find out in the summer that we need to address as far as needs-wise for next year in positions. So it kind of changes each year.
What's your time been like so far?
Well, I've really only been here about 4 full days, just back and forth. My wife's been here. My wife works in the recruiting department, so she's been here a lot more than I have. I've been here for the Fridays and Saturdays of official visit weekends and then fly out on Sundays. So I'm kind of excited to get here and not have to leave for a few months and kind of get the feel of the city and the town. From what I've been around so far, I love it. Traffic's not bad traffic, coming from Dallas. So I'm excited about that and excited about the people. Everybody around here has been great, so I'm excited.
What's it like having your wife here as well?
It's a lot of fun, especially, everybody says coaches' wives are special, but that, she really does get it because she's in it every single day. So we don't get to see a lot of each other. I wish we got to see more, but we see each other in staff meetings, so at least I can know she's across the table. And I can walk down the hallway before we go to practice or something and just tell her I love her and it's good to see her. So, but it's nice to have her here. A lot of these guys still have to move their families up here, and it's been good that she's been here through the whole transition. So.
You mentioned Mike Woods. Does he have some intangibles? How much, to what extent does he have intangibles like Sutton and Trey Quinn that he coaches?
Yeah, to put him on the level as those 2 guys right now might be a little premature, but the thing you'll notice about him is if you go and watch his tape is the kid's extremely physical. You don't find too many guys in high school, especially too many recruits in high school that want to block as much as he does, and that's the thing that stood off to me. The first time I watched his tape, I said, man, this kid plays without the football, which as a receiver coach is something that you usually have to beat into your receivers. It's kind of like pulling teeth sometimes to get on the block, but this kid, he loves that part of the game. So that would be the first intangible I think he has, and the second is he's an unbelievable kid. I watched an interview he did today. He's the best recruiter we got. I mean, just the way he is and the way he carries himself, the way he speaks. He's a wonderful kid, and I'm excited to coach him.
You got a loaded receiving room right now, and you had to modify a little bit as far as personnel and the roster and the way it sets up. But how receptive have these guys been in the 61 days?
Like I said earlier, I've really only been around them for two workouts. The one thing you can tell about these kids is that they're hungry. They're ready to be coached. They're ready to be pushed. This offense brings a level of excitement for a receiver. It's a gold mine. That's what I told them the first meeting. I said, listen, guys, you guys hit a gold mine as far as an offense to play, and it doesn't get any better than the offense that we run as far as receivers. And you look at the history of this offense and the receivers it produces, there's a long list of guys. So they're excited. I'm excited to coach them. Like I said, I've only really been around them twice, but the one kid that I noticed, and it's because he was running faster than anybody else on the field, was the Davion Warren. And then LaMichael Petway's a big kid with a good body size. Obviously, we got to get Cornelius back healthy, but excited about what the potential that my group has. So.
And how have they handled the transition? Knowing that you'll huddle at times, but that's in order to change tempo. How have they taken to that?
It seems like they're really excited about it. The one thing we got to do is we got to get them in shape because we're going to go so fast, and I don't think they really have a grasp of exactly how fast we'll go. In that first spring practice, it'll be interesting to see how they handle the first 15 minutes of practice because that we'll put the hammer down, so to speak, in those first 15 minutes. So, but they seem to be excited about it. I'm excited to work with them.
Tara mentioned just from a family standpoint, how does Coach Morris balance that to where, guys are all about football, but this isn't your life. I mean, how does he balance the family element and the time in which you put in, and then out of football as well?
Well, the one thing you'll notice is if you come to practice is that there'll be kids, running around the football field. My dog is out there. Well, we'll have a son this time in spring practice here in a couple of weeks, but which I'm excited about. But the coaches' kids are always around. We'll have to move them out of the way during the 7-on-7 drill and all that stuff. But they'll be through the offices. But that's one thing Coach Morris talks about. But he lives it every single day. He wants our kids and our families, our wives, and even your parents to be around when they come into town. You just eventually you can't fake it. You either are about it or you're not, and that's something that he takes a lot of pride in, and that's something that I appreciate as a football coach. My wife's in the building, but even if she wasn't, that she's welcome to come sit down and eat lunch. I can close my door, we can eat lunch together, and it not be frowned upon, because it's not like that everywhere.
I was wondering if you could talk about some of the personnel you have, particularly a guy like Brandon Martin. I know Coach Moore said you have to have like a big 6'4", 6'5" guy on the field every time. You only got one of those guys.
Yeah, in this offense, we look to have a bigger receiver, especially to the boundary, a kid like Cortland Sutton. So I'm Brandon and LaMichael Petway and the Coylan Jackson are guys that I can think off the top of my head that are a little bit of that body size or are close to it anyway. So that's a need that we'll address more in the 19 class is when you find that right guy, because that position is a special position for us, the boundary receiver, what we call our 9-man. That's where we kind of look for the bigger receiver.
Jared Cornelius coming back, had an injury last year. How big is that to have him return?
Yeah, it gives me a little leadership in there, and that's one thing I've challenged him with, is say, hey man, this is your last go around. You're blessed enough to get the extra year. You're going to have to be a leader for these guys, and the biggest thing for him right now is just to get him to trust the process of the rehab and coming back, because he, especially being a new staff, he wants to get out there and impress. And I told him, hey man, you just got to make sure you come back when you're ready. But he's been a great leader for the guys. He's pushing the guys, make sure he holds them accountable, and it's really helped me as a coach to have an older guy as a leader in that group.
He's about 5 months off, I guess, from his injury. I think it's like a 6-month or so. Do you expect that for spring?
I don't know if I'll have him for any of the spring ball. I expect him to be full go in the summer. But the biggest thing for him in the spring is to get around and learn the offense, learn the system. We talk about it every single day in this program, in this building. There's 2 types of reps. There's physical reps and game speed reps and mental reps. So those are the 2 reps you get. So if he's not practicing, just getting every single mental rep that he can.
Jordan Jones had kind of a breakout year last year. Just to talk about what you maybe see from him on tape and maybe how he could fit in the other system.
Yeah, he's one that we noticed got behind some guys at times, and in this league especially, man, you either got speed or you're chasing it, and he seems to be one of the guys that has some speed, just from the little bit that we've watched off of tape. So I'm excited about getting a chance to work with him. He's got a good body type, good body size. So looking forward to putting him into positions to see if he can make some plays this spring.